Gentlemen, how's it going?
Hey, mate.
Not that anyone can see me on camera, not that that really matters, but I'm here. I'm Nick, here with Mel Bose and Dave Taylor, and we're stealing some of their time here at AdeptiCon to talk about terrain essentials.
Oh yeah, super excited. No, thanks very much for letting us steal some of your time to talk about it. But yeah, so we've got a Kickstarter that's running at the moment to fund Mel's terrain book. I did a book last year. We talked about that before in some of the podcasts, and this is an opportunity for us to work together and have a bit of fun and make a cool book.
Yeah.
I'm trying to downplay it here because I know Mel's going to be super
Right.
excited. Right.
Well, mate, I'm super
excited.
excited.
But yeah,
Yes,
it's all good.
You know, I mean, it's a really interesting thing. So, you know, like with armies, legions, and hordes, you're putting together, you know, building, you know, painting, customizing, you know, all those pieces. Yeah. So what are you doing now with terrain essentials?
Terrain essentials is an opportunity, basically. Now, when you produce video content, you know the sort of time that goes into editing and that sort of stuff. So, with the nature of YouTube and needing to regularly produce content, I always feel like I don't have enough time to really show what I can do, you know, in my videos because of the time constraints.
You get all the basics down.
Yeah,
Right.
I get the basics down, but you know, there's a lot of stuff I don't get a chance to show. On top of that, there's a lot of my old videos where I did things like 3 years ago, and my techniques have improved drastically since then, but I haven't had the time to actually go back, revisit the subject. And then anyone coming to the channel, you know, who wants to build terrain, there's like 500 tutorials there of varying quality. I mean, my early days, you know what I mean?
I love the stuff when you were filming in your kitchen.
I mean,
so some of that stuff is really great, and you know, but to, you know, see like, you know, the production change, you know, just over time.
I mean, it's been great to produce, but
Yeah.
from my point of view, I want to teach, and the best quality I can get. Now, it's taken me a long time, so there's a lot of content which is out of date. So anyone who comes to the channel and wants new to terrain building, it's like, we've got 500 videos to catch up on. You know what I mean? And some of those are not the best to watch, in all honesty. No, hands up, you know what I mean? I didn't know how to produce, so, you know, Mel's honest. And, you know, it's out of date. So when me and Dave sort of teamed up and watched it, the idea was to come up with basically draw a line in the sand and show everyone, where I am right now, taking the techniques where I am, bring everything up to date. So if someone wants to jump on terrain, the videos are there, they can jump on them if they've got 250 hours, because each one's half hour long, to watch them all. Or there's a book which actually is more updated, more clear, more defined, basically it's stripping out all the bump and just the core information instructional.
Yeah, it's all informational stuff.
My videos have a lot of rambling and padding, you know what I mean? So it's about the information, isn't it?
We still want to include the whatchamacallits.
We've got an idea.
The whatchamacallits and the crack on, but
wait, you're not going to put crack on in the book?
No, crack on's going in the book.
I was going to say,
but it won't be everything. It won't all.
I mean, at the end of every chapter, it should say crack on.
I think there'll be an intro.
I think, to be truthful, crack on should follow like a technique. There's the full technique. Crack on.
Ooh,
that's
you know what?
Yeah.
Just you know how sometimes there's those little editor notes and all that. Just call those the crack ons.
Yeah.
All Mel's top tips.
Mel's top tips. Crack ons.
I mean,
nice. We're getting so many good ideas.
AdeptiCon's been like that, hasn't it?
For great ideas.
Loads of people bouncing ideas, and us us being together for a week, so we can actually chat and banter and that sort of stuff. We've had loads of good ideas.
Yeah, it's been really cool.
And
very
but
enjoyable.
the book is essentially all my core information. All the core theoreticals, all the core techniques and principles and material information. Then going on to actually applying that information in specific themes. You know, your green fields, your gothic-y sci-fi with the skulls all over it. You know, your desert. You know, your water, your oceans. That's one. We're not doing oceans because that's. I want to keep to essentials and watch oceans isn't really
it's very specific.
But there's water in there, so we're looking at modular rivers, and we're looking possibly at upgrading that depending on stretch goals and stuff like that.
Things like that.
But essentially, any gaming table you see in a club, this book will teach you how to build that. Start to finish, every bit of information you need, including your problem solving. I'm going to be specifically making mistakes so I can show you the mistakes that are common and then how to fix them. You know, so it's literally you want to build terrain, stick that in front of you and just follow it through, mate. And at the end, you will have a table and it will look beautiful because you'll know what I know to this day, and that's 38 years worth of knowledge.
We worked that out, earlier. 38 years. Started building terrain when he was 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
years.
I'm basically bringing everyone up to where I am right now with it. So, if they want to build terrain and they want to build terrain like I build terrain, get the book. You know what I mean? Because it's all going to be in there.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, what? Well, I mean, I know from the updates and all that, there's been a lot of stretch goals getting hit, a lot of progress being made.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys hit the 120 stretch goal?
Yeah,
I
we
suddenly
hit that.
forgot what it was.
Yep, 120 for the hardcover.
Hardcover.
Yep.
That's what it is. Okay, so you hit the hardcover.
Yeah.
Yeah, we one of the things that we did when we were talking about it, we said, okay, what's our dream book?
Yeah.
Really, and we had this is our dream book, hardcover, 176 pages, of which I get like 6.
Yeah,
Mel's only giving me 6 for.
Well, you got your own book.
Yeah, he's got his own book.
No, for things like contents and the index,
Right.
important things.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, but anyway.
Start at the front, work your way
now-
through. You don't need an index.
But
No.
but
An index is always handy because you got to look at it. You got to look at it almost like those old Warhammer terrain books.
yeah.
People-
each section put a little color tab so people can flip through it and know where the
Yep.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
nice. But because like those old Warhammer books, they sit on somebody's shelf, and sometimes they break them out to like those
flick
old
to
terrain ones.
specific
That's
part,
that's how I imagine this book being. Is it's sitting on somebody's shelf, and they may have read it cover to cover the first time, but now they're going back and they're trying to
There's no way you
Remember-
will absorb the information reading it once.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
exactly.
I've got a
But-
background
but
in
you-
teaching. Okay,
Right.
now in British teaching, we have this thing called unique teaching points. Now, a
Mhm.
unique teaching point is a single piece of information that's useful, that stands alone in its own right. Okay, every page. I mean, over the past year since we organised it,
Yeah.
I've been planning out in detail. Every page. In my studio, I have a wall. Okay, and across that wall, there's an A5 note for every single page in the book. And over the past year, I've been going up and adding things and right. Oh yeah. There's no way you can absorb that much information with a single read. So it's going to be a book that they go, read, come back, read, come back,
Yep.
read. And after about 4 or 5 times, they'll have, they'll absorb all the knowledge. But it's like reading a big textbook.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You pick stuff up, but you don't absorb the entire text. Unless you've got one of those heads that you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and that's the idea, just to pack it with so much information. I mean, me and Dave were
Yeah.
talking, and I'm like, Dave, how small can the writing be? Yeah, and I'm like, Dave, you know the
9 point,
footer?
Mel, 9
Can I
point.
put things in there? And he's just like, just send me the words, Mel. I will get them on the page.
Yep. You do your part. You give me all the information you want. I'll fit it in.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was saying is that, if you have a nice laid out index, as I go back to it and grab it off my shelf to open it up to, read over that section or use the information in that section again.
Yeah.
A great index is always handy.
But not just that, it's a reference manual. I expect this book to be on their work table
Exactly.
next to them. Yeah, the idea being that, they flip it open, there's their ratios for sealing the PVA, there's their ratios for doing all different sorts, how to do, basically I want it to be one of those that, right, I'm doing my build, right, oh yeah, I've got that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Mel says do that.
Yep.
Yeah, all right, better do that. So it's next to them, next to the
Got to
terrain.
remember not to forget this.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And so guide them through the builds. I mean, I'm all about enabling builds, drop barriers to builds, And so that's what the book's about. It's basically someone who's never made terrain, maybe never seen my videos, can just sit down with a book and go, right, okay, I want to build this. Right, these are the materials I want because there's all the material information that says, right, this works, this doesn't work, don't use this glue with this. So they go through the theory and the watch the materials, and they'll know which glues to use, which paints to use on the project. So they don't get that thing there. Right, I built my thing, I use this particular thing to seal and it goes frosty. Yeah, and they've ruined the terrain piece. So I eliminate that barrier by making sure they know in advance before they even start what's there. So it's there on the table with them. They can go through it completely unguided, and at the end up building the sort of terrain I'm making.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's excellent. And another thing that I saw actually like on my way here that you guys put out was there's going to be a sheet that comes with it for doing some color matching. So
That was his idea.
That way.
Well,
and-
it was his idea off my desire.
Yeah.
You see, I've got this thing, I've got a lot of like various books with pictures in, various forests, oceans, all that sort of stuff. And what I do is I colour match. So when I'm mixing my paint, I'll paint it on the page.
Right next to the picture.
Right.
No, I'll paint
So
it on the
simply-
picture,
Yeah.
right next to the colour, so I can make sure that shade is the same as the one I want.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, Dave, is the book going to be quality enough to do that? And Dave's like, not everyone's going to want to paint in this book, Mel. And so he sort of came up with this idea of the reference chart.
Yeah.
Yeah, will be laminated and they can. Go on.
Yeah. So we thought let's do this as an add-on, as a cool laminated sheet that has like 4 or 5 different environments on each page, and 4 or 5 of the main colors that Mel uses for each of those environments. The common colors.
Yeah.
Those, and have double-sided, laminated, and so that we can do that, mix right next to it, check the mix, and then wipe it clean, put it away for the next project.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a great little add-on, and
Well,
it
enables-
actually it's like what, $7, I think.
$7 add-on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had people turning around and saying, "Oh, I'd pay $25 for that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're just like,
Yeah.
no. Let's just basically cover the cost.
Well, wait a
make it
minute.
happen. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we don't want to go crazy, but it's we want to make sure we cover the cost and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I really love about it is that it goes back to that informational thing that we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We want to. There's all sorts of stuff that we can do. There's lots of things that people do in their Kickstarters that are like cool merch and whatever, which are fun. But we wanted to focus on the book and the information.
We came to
Right.
Kickstarter to make a
So
book.
I am a little sad that there isn't going to be a Mel's Bow model that comes out with this.
Well, we talked about that as well, but we actually saw that this afternoon.
Actually,
But, one of the things we think would be super cool, like there's Minuteman miniatures here,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Dad's Army are doing
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. But you sit down, and scan, like do a 3D scan
right.
of your head, and I think it'd be awesome later on for something for Mel to do is we have a Mel miniature that people can buy and they can put it on their terrain. I think that'd be sweet. We do it in different scales, like a 6.
Can you
a 15
imagine
mil.
what people are going to do with that?
I
I mean, we can't do it as a 3D print because you can imagine, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Statues in the middle of their city fights.
don't know. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
The Mel Titan.
Oh God!
Put his head on the front.
Melicus Titanicus.
Radio.
Crack on.
I destroyed this building. Let's crack on.
One ruin done. On to the next.
that is what the big gun on him is called, the crack on.
Yeah, the crack on.
Nice. That'd be great. But yeah, I think that's just a goofy thing.
There's lots of little goofy things we thought of, but there's sort of the idea of, right, we've been quite keen, and both of us have been bouncing off each other because we come up with great ideas, and then he'll turn around and go, stay on the path.
Stay
me.
on the
And he'll
track.
come up with
Yeah.
something, and I'll go, no, stay on the path.
And I'm like, oh, cool. I fell off the
Right?
path.
Yeah.
Right?
But no, it's been great working together.
Yeah.
Through bouncing those ideas. So yeah, it's definitely good. We're excited.
Awesome. So what are the next things coming up in the Kickstarter? What are the next goals? And
Well, yeah, it's going back to something we were talking before. So we had our dream book, and then we had here's what we think is where we can fit all of the core stuff in and present it as well as we can.
Yeah.
But in a format that
It's 96 pages.
If we get to our funding level over the course of the whole campaign, that it's going to be a great book, great informational value, and then the stretch goals that we can get further good are all content upgrades or quality upgrades, like going from soft cover to hard cover.
mm-hmm.
Later on, now that we've got past that, we just want to do pages to the end.
Yeah.
And get us to that dream.
Yeah, get us the dream
Right.
book. You know
And
what I mean?
then-
Get me the pages so I can share my information.
and maybe
Yeah.
give Dave a couple more.
No.
No.
No, he's got 6. That's all he's
Oh
having.
no, not a couple more pages, but a couple more like stretch goals, because like we can take it from that 130 GSM to 150 GSM.
So better quality paper and that
Better
sort of stuff.
quality
In
paper.
case you want to paint on the book.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Right.
I,
It's okay.
I don't want to stop people from painting in their books, but I don't want to lead with painted.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally understandable. Books are a sacred thing. It might be a little bit of a sacrilege to be painting.
For some people it is. Some people it isn't.
For some people it is. Some people it isn't. I mean, we can see that here. The heathen over here. Painting your book.
No. I'm not saying that that my way is right. It's just different.
It's wrong.
Different approach.
see, at least one of them declared it.
All good, all good.
Awesome.
But yeah, so it's something so we passed that 2 days ago.
Yeah.
This morning when we woke up, we'd cracked the next stretch goal, which we did a little bit differently.
It was a backer one, numbers.
Number of backers.
Okay.
Which is a cool thing. A lot of people at the start of the campaign were like, "Oh, Mel, can you sign my book? Oh, Mel, can you sign my book?" And looking at the numbers of books that we're going to be printing and shipping around the world, there's a very sort of definite logistics step that we need to take.
Yes.
And we didn't want to. The only way we could have done it properly was send Mel to
the printers
to Lithuania and put him in a warehouse with like all the books,
5,000 copies,
5,000
or
copies.
however many,
Right.
whatever happens.
But we have to plan for most. And having sit there for like a couple of weeks and sign all the books.
Yes.
So instead, we went back to because we were talking about books and that sort of thing is the classic idea of a book plate at the front. So a sticker that goes in your book that we can print in a couple of weeks' time, that Mel can spend 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Signing
So I
big
can
books.
literally have a block of stickers, and I can do 10 at breakfast, 10 at lunch, have some in the studio, have some at home, walk past the kettle, do a sheet of stickers,
Yep.
you know what I mean? So basically, so I don't end up with carpal tunnel.
Right.
Obviously I need to build the terrain, so we're going to just stretch that out over the entire writing process.
Yeah.
So that at the end, when I finish writing at the same time, I can say, right, Dave, here are your stickers. I've packaged them. Let's send them off to fulfillment.
Yep.
So they can make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to make it a bit personal. Everyone was asking for signed, so we've hit that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Our next
That's
goal,
fun.
we've just tipped over halfway to our next stretch marks, which is
Stretch goal.
stretch marks. So physio for you.
Yeah. Anyway, moving right along.
Moving right along.
That's cracking.
But, we're halfway to the next one.
Next one, which is
Snow.
water and snow. Yeah. You've got some snow techniques. Just when was it? Last year, towards the end of last year, you did the High Peak Pass.
Yeah, High Peak Pass.
The foreground Legends of Paper Realms.
Now there was stuff on that I couldn't show because of time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I want to take it. The book's going to be to a higher level than even that was. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's a lot of techniques. So we're almost there on that one.
Yep. So and then after that, we've got 8 more pages of buildings and ruins.
Yeah.
Just
you know what that one is, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
But it's one of those. One of the cool things is that, in particular with buildings, there's but there are so many different types of buildings. Buildings are things that set the scene on the table.
Yeah.
You have hills, you have trees, but depending on what building is on there, it gives you that time frame or that.
Yeah, it's about the themes.
Genre.
I mean, we all know there's themes within gaming.
Yes, definitely.
Fantasy medieval. World War II, high future, all those sort of things. So post-apocalyptic. Yeah, that's better. But so the idea is, like I say, core theory, core techniques, and then we apply it, in theme areas. So the actual build tutorials. So look, these are all the techniques, and then I'm going to tweak them a little specifically for this genre. So, for example, let's say we're doing, sci-fi gothic-y buildings with lots of skulls on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're doing that sort of building, then perhaps there's a bit of an industrial bit on it, and then you've got like rust, you've got grime, you've got lime scale, you've got steams. What's the term? I can never remember. There's a specific term. I'll get it for the book, but there's the effects of like when you have steam going off, what that does to pipes. So there's all those sort of like specific techniques to showcase just on a bit of chimney of the building.
Yeah.
After it's painted. Yeah. So if you think about it, that's what it's about. It's about, right, okay, we've got the core information. We've got, here are all your core techniques. Now we're going to look at your specific genre, and I'm going to show you not just how to apply these, but I'm going to throw in more stuff that's specific to that genre. Yeah. And then just pad it out. So you just open it up and it's like, I can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Make it accessible.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that I love about Mel's approach, and one of the reasons we talked about Mel doing it, is he doesn't just go, well, I think this is going to work, and do it and keep doing it that way. He loves to experiment. And what was it you were saying the other day?
Well, I have this sort of thing, where once I feel like I'm confident in a technique, I stop using it and I find a different way of doing it. Yeah, because the thing is,
it goes about learning.
Yeah, it's about learning.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you learn to dry brush, you could dry brush for the rest of your life. You still produce good models, but you wouldn't learn anything new technique-wise because you're not
Exactly.
challenging yourself.
You know, you
Yeah,
wouldn't,
so-
you wouldn't improve your models to
Exactly.
make them
So
even
let's
better.
take thatch roofing. Okay, start off teddy bear fur. All right, can do teddy fur. Right, teddy toweling. Right, can do that. Right, let's make it out of hard foam with a wire brush. Yeah, okay, can do that. Right, let's sculpt it out of clay. Yeah, there's 4 techniques for exactly the same roof.
Yeah.
And the benefit of that is that if they're all included, you're sitting there and go, I want to do a thatch roof. Can't get teddy bear fur. Can't get that. I can get that. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I remember with the like talking to some guys in Northern Ireland that there was a complete shortage of teddy bear fur in the country because they couldn't get it because they were filming Game of Thrones and it was all being used for the Night's Watch. Teddy bear fur and their costumes. They wiped the entire country out of teddy bear fur.
Wow.
So if you wanted to do thatch roofs, you had to have another
So
way to do it. But
yeah, so I mean the book's about those techniques, but those techniques have come from this sort of basic principle of I can do that. Right, let's do it a different way. Let's learn something new. Yeah, and that's my thing. You know, there's lots of techniques on the channel I repeat, because it makes people feel comfortable and I go for very simple things to enable build. But as a personal terrain builder, I am always challenging myself to find a new, harder way of doing it, figure it out, see where I can learn from it, see where I can take from that and apply to the previous techniques to improve those. Yeah, so for example, teddy bear fur. Give it a coat of PVA, comb it through, trim it, layer it, beautiful. Right, okay, working further along, you start messing with filler and clay. What if we take that filler and clay and we apply it to the teddy bear fur and you get that muddy thatch roof, you know, where they've slapped it down, to
like a
reinforce it.
kind of thing.
So it's about reinforcing information, reinforcing techniques, you know, so I force myself to learn, and then the idea is I'm going to take all that and just literally knowledge dump it straight into the book. Yeah,
Awesome.
So,
So, are you gonna have any guest writers or contributors?
No. He's got 6 pages, the rest of mine.
Nice.
It's all Mel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the thing there is that it gives us an opportunity to make exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And it's we can be super confident that in 10 years' time it's going to be just as valuable as it is now, and 20 years' time.
Yeah, and there's a little thing with contribution writers is like you can go to reach someone contribute. You can't knock them back once you've made the offer. No,
Right.
what I'd hate to do is for the backers to fund pages
Yep.
and then someone write a bit of a duff piece.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you're right.
I know what's going on every single page. I know I know 98% because over the course I'll think of other things to throw in.
Definitely.
But I know what I want on those pages. Yeah, so I'm not willing to take the risk of backers backing the book, and then getting pages which they're not learning from. Or they might learn 1 or 2 things. Who wants to learn 1 or 2 things? I want to ram this stuff right down your brain.
It's the difference there is between Mel's book and my book is that so I had some contributors read in, but mine was a lot of philosophy. And it's fairly fluid.
That's different
philosophy.
people's thoughts, though, isn't it?
Yeah, so having different voices can help people with discussion about it. Your book is there's more information. There's a lot of it's informational. There's a lot of philosophy and design philosophy, that sort of thing. But it's informational and there's more factual stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like if you put PVA on one side of a piece of cardboard, it's going to warp.
Not just that. I don't want.
That's a thing. That's a fact. It's not
Right.
Yeah.
It's not really open for discussion.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And there's the other element of, that if I ask contributors to come in, there's a chance that they could write something that I've already covered, in which case, waste of space. They could write something which, and I don't even have any contributors too upset, but they could write something that's wrong. And then I'm in a sort of moral dilemma with actually, I don't want to put that in my book. You know what I mean? So it's like, right, no, I know what's going in this book because this book needs to enable building. Yeah, so I planned it out, I know what's going in it, and I'm taking no risks with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because it's got to be the vision I came up with.
Yeah. It's basically delivering on that vision.
Yeah.
That we're talking about. So that's
Okay.
good. Yeah, it's a great question. I think. It's a lot of the stuff that we're doing going to make the book a similar format, but there's so much other stuff that's different within the pages. So I'm really excited to get to laying out the pages and that sort of thing.
You wait till he gets them.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, the plan is
I
when
said
I'm back.
type it, please, not send it to me written in
Gibberish. He was
No,
actually quite pleased when he realised I could type.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, very happy.
I could see that.
I'm only about 100 words a minute, but I can type. I can
Hey.
actually touch type. So
That's way better than me.
yeah.
You know, I mean, that's much better than some people I know that are.
Oh no. Yeah. With working on computers, it was one of the things I did. I learned. You know, it's like right. The amount I can do is restricted by how many words I can put down. And this was when I was a physio and writing physio articles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it's like, even though I wasn't really working on a computer for my living, it was like, right, do a touch typing course. Because then you can type faster and then you're more proficient. So I did a touch typing course. And though I'm not a professional touch typist, yeah, I can still type a hell of a lot quicker than a lot of people.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, all right. So where can people find Terrain Essentials?
So at the moment, it's on Kickstarter. The campaign wraps up Sunday, April 14th.
Yeah. We've got a world tour before that.
Yep. Actually. So Mel is a YouTuber. Lots of 2 live streams a week is typical. Yeah. But awesome idea yesterday. They came up with yesterday, day before. It's all blurring together.
Yeah,
AdeptiCon is melded.
AdeptiCon.
Yeah, AdeptiCon brain. So basically. Well, I'll let you.
Well, basically, the idea is, I have terrain acts all around the world. Yeah, and typically when I do UK time when I do my streams. So the battle plan is, what we're going to do is we're going to pick 7 different time zones over the final week, and I'm going to be in my studio at sort of evening time in that time zone. So we're going to do a world live stream tour. Yeah, so it doesn't matter where in the world you are. At some point during that week, I'll be in my studio in your evening. Yeah, and you can jump on, hang with me. Ask about the book. We'll look at what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we'll basically
answer terrain questions.
Yeah, and and that sort of thing. But basically, not every single time zone, but pretty much, every major region.
And a nice broad spectrum.
Yeah. So,
excellent.
So we'll be doing a bit of a world tour. But yeah, ends on April the 14th.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a Sunday night. We're planning it to end at 10 o'clock because Dave's at my house.
Yep.
And we're ending it on a live show because we started it on a live show. Right. We're going to end it on a live show.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Really excited.
It really is. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, and so where can they find just more about the Terrain Tutor?
Just type the Terrain Tutor into anything and you will find me. But basically, it'll pop up. Yeah, you'll find me. In fact, just type terrain. I'm more than likely a couple of drops down. You know what I mean? Just look for this face. I'm sorry. I was on about one of the things when the Kickstarter happens because I want to get some 4K cameras. So I can just set them up when I'm doing my actual work. Yeah, and then that way I've got like 60 frames per second of really high quality photo footage that I can pick exactly the right photo to illustrate my point. So camera this side to make sure I've got absolutely everything that's working. Yeah, and so.
But the great thing like having 4K cameras is then you get to turn that on your mug.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. That one's staying HD, guys. I won't do that to you.
I won't upgrade that in 4K.
No. I'm not doing that. Either that or I'll put a blur filter over it. You know what I mean?
Is that filter from Vaseline?
Thanks for internet.
Awesome. That'd be great.
But yeah, we've got this live tour. We've got the end show. We're halfway through the campaign.
Yep.
We're pretty much sort of halfway through the project, roughly.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say, Dave?
Dave's
Dave's handling the Kickstarter, so he's a lot more on board on that sort of stuff.
So so we're about we're over halfway to the next stretch goal. Once we hit that, that's 136 pages hardback. We'd love to get 176 pages, so we've got some more stretch goals. 8 pages per stretch goal.
I need those pages, guys.
Yeah. So and that'll take us all the way through to that dream book.
The dream book that hopefully will be helping people for years to come.
Yep. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's our aim.
Well, that's what I'm here for, isn't it?
We use the word hopefully because it might not work for everybody, but I'm confident it will work for everybody.
You will.
Yes.
You will.
Yes, it should be able to help everybody, especially because you're showing multiple techniques of
Well, I mean, you're talking.
Even
if we go for 20 pieces of unique teaching points per page, 170 pages. 2,000, 3,000, 3,400.
Yes, that was
3,400 pieces of information in the book on average.
Yeah.
You're going to learn something, guys.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be great.
Definitely. All right, well.
We won't make you do that math, though. We'll do that for you, okay?
So, Mel, Dave, thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
It's been awesome. Thank you.
It's been nice to sit down and chat with you. So.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.